Action Film Autopsy.
I kept expecting Chuck Norris to start entering other movies and kicking people over like he does on TikTok.
That would actually be pretty fun. And someone needs to make an AI of that, just him going into every scene and just.
Well, they've already done it.
Have they?
It's all over TikTok. All different people are doing it for different. They've done a series now of him getting into horror movies. It started with him going into other action movies, but now everybody's doing it, and they're beginning to do it with other characters too. Rambo and all the rest of it.
Anywho, I am DJ Anubis. This is the Middle Time Radio Podcast. This is my friend and co-host, Kung Fu Santa himself, Ric Meyers, author, famous author, by the way. And I'm filling in for Preston, that samurai guy. He's out right now, but we will hear a little bit from him later. But as always, Kung Fu Santa here is here to give us a breakdown of the stuff that he's viewed this month. I've seen a couple of them, but I did have a question for you though, real quick, before you jump in. So what do you do? What do you use as your guide to what you want to choose to review throughout a month? Like, what is your premise for that?
Whatever,
is it just action or just whatever you like?
Pretty much action. Well, you'll see it's usually just action on the basis of how other people define action. As I go to all the sources, movie theaters, Netflix, Amazon, Hiya, and all the rest of it, and I see what they have. But then, you and Preston also send me, how about this one? How about this one? And I'm not all, and so, because at this point, there's so much entertainment. It's so pervasive everywhere. And this month is a great example of that. There's so many countries being represented this month that I'm glad I need the help. But also, I also went to see a screening of Michael. And I said, this has enough action in it, especially at the end, and also reminded me of another movie we're going to be talking about, of how they parsed out the action. So I include that. But basically, it's whatever my whim is, and whatever my whatever my reputation is. I mean, if I get the impression as, well, I don't want to review this, but if I don't, everybody says you're not a real action film autopsier. So, yeah.
Well, it's also about time and availability. Like, not everybody can get everything. I mean, I know you, even as much as you do, you can't get to every single thing. So
I try, but But I've already eliminated television. I don't do television. There's a couple of television things or series stuff that I don't do. Hey, Kale. Anyway, also I wanted to ask you something. Is this also being simulcast on That Fat Samurai Guy's channel?
I hope so, but I haven't checked, and I don't know if he caught it in time. But either way, he will add it to his podcast there.
Because I wouldn't want any of our regulars to miss it, because the live showing is so important.
Yeah, and normally I do record it with you, but I figured, well, we'll try to drag in his guys and his fandom and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
come on.
And they can tell us how wrong we are about our opinions, like they always do.
No, that's fine. You can't be wrong about an opinion. In other words, I will give you the disclaimer. I should have this as a normal disclaimer. I am not telling you the best of the month. I'm telling you my favorites and why I like them. Because I have discovered more and more, the older I get and the more of these I see, I am no longer the fan I was when I started 50 years ago. Now it's just kind of like, now I'm like watching everything like, this is not up to my standards of desire. And also, we have this discussion with Fat all the time too. Fat loves badass. He loves badass. Mm-hmm. I am tired of badass because it's just too stupid for me. I much prefer wise ass and smart ass, where the characters are smarter or wiser, rather than I'm going to prove I can take a punch and I can beat them out. Because again, as I've said repeatedly, anybody who does this is stupid. This is just the dumbest thing you can do. The weakest part of your body hitting a harder part. And while you're even doing it, my favorite thing, if I haven't said this already, is not only when they make a fist and punch other people, but then when the other person responds, the hero or the two protagonists, they take the punch to prove how tough they are. And all they're doing for me is proving how stupid they are. Because why would you do that? So, but that's movies, that's entertainment. But so that's my problem. And also, this is a great month. This is April, which I call fast forward to the fights month. Because last month was so crowded with stuff. This month is crowded with stuff. So I'm not going to watch everything. I'm going to concentrate on the action and see how it fits. And if it involves me, then I'll watch. If it carries me along, which several of these movies did, and I couldn't stop watching. I wanted to see it. But otherwise, that's the disclaimer. You're dealing with me now, and this beard,
The epic beard.
the beard.
So go ahead, start us off, sir.
What do we got? What's up first?
We have actually based off a video game. So Super Mario Galaxy.
Well, this is another point of my. This is one of my weaknesses in that I loved anime and I loved manga until it became too much. There's just too much, and this is, of course, connected to video games too. And I'm an old man, so even though I've watched many of my friends to this day play video games, I have a very limited interest. Basically, for the last 50 years, I spent all day typing, doing my stories and my articles and my books and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, I would use match 3 video games to order my mind, to get my mind in order. Because I discovered that, when I finished a day's writing, I would go upstairs and watch TV and get ready for bed, and my mind would still be racing. So I needed something to just sort of chill the F down. And match 3 games, logical. It just helped me enormously. But I didn't get into the role-playing stuff because I was too much into movies. But in any case, that's an all prequel because I enjoyed not the first, but the last Mario Brothers movie. Also, I might add that I am biased toward this new one because it is produced by the woman who got me involved in the Minions movies. In other words, when I did the dumb fu, as we call it on my little thing back here.
Right.
Let me see if I can get my finger. There we go. That one. Kelly Lynch, who's a producer of that movie, and also Mario Galaxy. And also I worked with the guy who did that drawing is directing the new Shrek movie.
Oh, okay.
So when that comes out, I'm going to be like, I'm not going to say anything bad. So, but I also went to this movie. I got the ticket to this movie because I have a friend who's a huge fan and a big video guy. And he's played the game a lot. And afterwards, it's always like 1 to 10. What do you think? And he was going, it was a 9 because it's so good. I mean, this is very much, if you like the game, this is something producers have discovered. They used to make movies that were below them for the stupid fans, but now Hollywood is struggling so much they can't do that anymore. They have to play up to the fans, and Mario Galaxy is a good example of that, and they did. And I enjoyed the beginning and the end because that had the kind of energy. The middle was sort of all plot-based connections. So I was going, oh. And so I asked my friend, was this the game again? Yeah, this is the game. So yeah, there we go.
Heard they're doing a Luigi Haunted
and Donkey Kong spinoff. Well, we'll see. Another great thing about social media is that we will all hear everything. Every rumor, and I even was talking about the TikToks. I mean, at this point, we can't tell what's real and what's created anymore. So it's kind of like My little thing, I always say, well, if social media says it, it must be true.
Oh my God. Like I've been dabbling with so much AI within the last couple of months. So like now whenever I, like you say, whenever I go online, I'm looking at something. It doesn't matter if it's like a news piece. I'm trying to look and see if I can see any kind of AI to say this is like messing with my head.
Well, they are messing with your head. And at this point, AI is getting good literally by the hour. They're getting
Yeah.
better by the hour. No, at this point, you just have to accept everything. I mean, that the Ghouls of Midnight behind you, you did that with AI, right?
Yes.
You did a wonderful portrait of me with AI. And again,
Yep.
the next time you try it, it will be better. It will be
Yeah.
better. So at this point, again, I keep telling people when I was working for Video Gaming Illustrated, speaking of, again, video game, that was a magazine way back when. And I was friends with one of the great legends of science fiction, Ray Bradbury. And so my editor said, go ask Ray what he says to people who are afraid of computers, because that's just when computers were coming out. And he replied, ask them if they're afraid of pencils and libraries. And I have a friend who's hand drawing all these comics. He's been doing it. You know, he loves anime and manga, so he's doing his own kind of version of that. And I said, you might want to look to see what AI is doing. Oh, no, I never want to do AI. I want to do what I want to do. And it was kind of like, hand drawing everything. And again, I sort of go, it's a pencil. It's a pencil. It really does matter, because anybody who looks at AI anywhere, if they have any knowledge of artwork, they can tell a good one from a bad one. They
Yeah.
can say when it's not working. They can tell that the person is just doing it because it's easy. But it takes an artist, whatever pencil you use, whether it's CGI, whether it's VGI, all the rest of it, AI is just going to be another one. The other problem with AI is the brain of it that's outside of the creative area. That's where we have to worry. That's things that we might be taking over. Well, not worry. At this point, again, being an author, I know the end of the story, so I don't worry about anything anymore.
Right.
When the beard got white, I sort of went, okay, I'm good. Whatever happens, I'm fine. I mean, all the stuff I've done already, I may not do anymore, but that's fine. I did it. We're done. And now I get to go on to Anubis's and Fat Samurai Guy's channel and just blah, 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 blah.
Which we deeply appreciate.
No, so do I.
Which brings me to our next film, because I am very curious your thoughts as a horror fan myself, of course, going back to old school Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Where are you on this film? How was it?
I do not have to go further than the title. The title says, it's not The Mummy. It's not The Mummy Reborn. It's not The Possessed Mummy. It's Lee Cronin's Mummy. So I'm looking forward to Lee Cronin's daddy and Lee Cronin's children. And I looked up Lee Cronin, and the only thing the first thing I noticed, and I always notice this, is that it's 2 hours and 14 minutes. So I said to myself, it's too long. There's absolutely no question it's too long. And then I saw that the only thing that Lee Cronin did that I recognized was Evil Dead Rise, which was not 2 hours and 14 minutes, which meant that it was successful enough that not only did he get to make a movie of whatever length he wanted, but also he got to put his name in the title. So it's kind of like, yeah.
Unless you're doing a horror film that's more of a thought-provoking or slow burn, like you wouldn't have any real reason to go that long with it. Usually a lot of them will be like an hour and a half to hour 45 minutes. So
yeah.
It is interesting that from what I've heard of just the like special effects and stuff, that he went that long with this film.
You could tell. I could always tell a filmmaker who is given freedom, he's going to take it, because the film industry is such that producers, put everybody under their thumb. So when he gets freedom, they go for it. And also it's such a big team of people, and there's so many distractions and complications, and it's so exhausting that it's kind of like, should I take out this scene? No. It might be great. And this isn't, it's fine. I recommend fast forward to the gore, not fast forward to the fights. What's another word? There we go. Fast forward to the frights.
The
It's still a
frights.
4F movie. Fast forward to the frights. Oh, that's very good, Kale. Yeah. Well, listen. You may have heard that that's what Blumhouse did, that it was their idea, but you don't know that for sure. The odds are that it might have been, you want us to put your name on it? Yeah, that'd be great. And also, it gives them an automatic disclaimer. Well, this is not like any mummy movie I've ever seen. Well, it's not a mummy movie. It's a Lee Cronin's mummy movie.
Money movie.
Mommy movie.
Mommy movie.
And there's some stuff in it that's really good, but for the whole thing, I'm just going, fast forward to the fright, fast forward to the fright. And the frights are good. But then again, horror now has become, it's fascinating. I mean, for a long time, horror was I was just very tired of, because, the villain would win in everything. The villain would, Drag Me to Hell, I thought could have been one of my favorite movies of all time, except they had to have the staggeringly, spoiler alert, bummer ending.
Yeah.
Which it did not deserve.
Which is why I think you liked, because we were talking about it a while back, how you liked the remake of Speak No Evil as opposed to the original. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like it when the right person wins. I do not like villains winning, because I've grown up with villains. I mean, all three of my mothers were villains. And so I go to movies to have the villains put in their rightful place, especially if you have a really good hero. If you have a stupid hero, okay. But if you have a great hero, no. The hero's got to win as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, but yeah, it's not terrible. It's far from terrible, but it is too long.
All right. Well, next one up is a movie I know nothing about. Didn't see any trailers. So you're gonna have to give me the breakdown of what Normal is all about.
The title, as far as I'm concerned, is a mistake, because basically I understand what they're doing. Bob Odenkirk, who's a great comedian and became a dramatic actor in the Better Call Saul stuff. I love all his work. And he's a very smart guy. He had a heart attack recently because he did all these action movies. He made another two. He made Nobody 1 and 2. And that's where he was playing an undercover, assassin like everybody else in the world. And he was, he's married with children, but undercover, he's an assassin. So he's nobody, but of course he's a killer. And I had a problem with that. And it was written by the guy who wrote John Wick. And my problem with both of those movies is, number one, Bob Odenkirk is in his 50s, if not 60s at this point. And they're having him play 40s. And they're having him fight like 30s. I said, buddy, you're an assassin. You should not be doing this. An assassin doesn't do this. An assassin uses a weapon, or he uses, open hand, or he uses whatever. And so he has these wonderful fights during that movie. But as far as I was concerned, I didn't accept any of it, because he's a 60-year-old man doing this. He should be fighting like a smart 50-year-old man. Somebody who's not, and matter of fact, the fight should be based on how he tries to get around the punching.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because one of the things that people mentioned when Affleck became Batman for Batman vs Superman is that I was looking at it as because I was trying to compare him to Christian Bale, what you can't do.
No.
And somebody enlightened me and said, you have to look at Affleck as an older version of Batman using technology to get around his other weaknesses of aging. And I said, that makes a lot more sense.
And also, I think the Forbidden Kingdom, that Roman,
yes.
that's the way women should always fight movies. Always looking for a way not to do this. And she did. And the best scene in the thing, in the restaurant, again, I'm going to show that at the Comic-Con this year repeatedly and tell the audience, watch what she does. But what's great about Normal, they learned their lesson. The most important thing that I got excited about with Normal is that it is written by Derek Kolstad, who did John Wick, who created John Wick and wrote the John Wick scripts and stuff. But it is also co-written by Odenkirk himself. And Odenkirk saw the flaws with Nobody, and he changed it for Normal. I think that's one of the reasons once I saw it, I didn't like it because I said, everybody will think this is Nobody 3 because it's another movie with a title of an N. But then at the end of the movie, when I saw what he did, what he added to the movie, I sort of went, that's why it calls it Normal. Because they're saying he's not an assassin. He's a normal guy. He added all this dimension and all this stuff. And so he fights in this movie like a smart guy with a sense of humor, but he takes it seriously. But there's always a moment, we'll run into this several times during this episode, where the character is playing it serious, but you can kind of tell it. There's a twinkle in the actor's eye. And I'm going, yeah, that's good. That's good. So I quite liked Normal.
All right, well, we have a good little review from Mr. Samurai himself. So we're going to play a little video because he actually went to see this. And so we'll go ahead and turn it over to his little video here, and we'll be right back.
Yeah,
What is going on, all my action movie maniacs out there? It's your boy Preston, Fat Samurai Guy. And I just got out of the theater of seeing Normal, baby. And it's, oh, goddamn. Damn you. We just got out of the theater. Okay. Normal. There we go. Normal, baby. We just got out of the theater, and I couldn't see this awesome action movie by myself. I had to see it with these legends. Get in the frame, baby. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Alex Chung, filmmaker, stuntman.
And the stuntman in the movie.
I'm also in this movie too.
And who you play?
I play one of the Yakuzas in the finale. That's all I'll say. Don't want to spoil it.
Okay,
If you watch, you'll know.
And it's the scene that he is in. It's the best action sequence in the movie. So, well done, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You got a great team.
And introduce yourself too.
I'm Fernando J. Huerta. I'm also a stuntman here in Los Angeles.
There you go.
So, yeah. And I was and Alex is visiting from Canada. So we got lucky having him around while we watched the movie that he was in.
Yeah, and the movie was great. Please go out and see it. We don't want to spoil anything, but quick, brief plot synopsis for those. Alex,
Does that have to be me? Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Bob is an interim sheriff in this small town, seemingly quiet and innocent one, but there's it's an action movie, so put the pieces together.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mystery too, but there's some dark comedy. And we love our dark comedy, baby,
and violence.
Yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, definitely check this out. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. And shout out to Peter Shinkoda. Peter Shinkoda. Shout out to him. He killed it in the movie as well. But yeah, man, how awesome to see this awesome movie with the people that were involved with the movie, baby.
Good job.
That's right. Now these two are gonna show me how to do some movie punching. See you guys on the next one. Like, share, subscribe, like the video, and check out Normal, baby. See you guys on the next one. Take care.
Yay!
Thank you much, Samurai. Very much appreciated.
Good job.
Just seems to run in all sorts of people at the movie theater. He does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our next film, again, this is one, I'm a big fan of Samara Weaving, but I did not get a chance to see this yet, but I'll be interested in your review of this. Of course, we're talking about Over Your Dead Body.
From the director of Pop Star and MacGruber. And again, when I saw that, I went, oh dear.
Yeah.
Because I like The Lonely Island. Lonely Island are the three guys from Saturday Night Live, and this is one of them who did direct those two movies. And they also, one of the other guys also directed the new Naked Gun. And they have an approach to their films which is kind of catch as catch can. And what I found interesting about Over Your Dead Body, it's based on a Norwegian black comedy, a Norwegian film. And originally, the title was The Trip. And originally, it was the director of Over Your Dead Body was supposed to be a gentleman named Tommy Wirkola, who's a Norwegian filmmaker. And for some reason, it didn't work out, and they replaced him with Jorma Taccone, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, the Lonely Island guy. And as such, it was kind of like, so I don't know how it would have been originally. I haven't seen the original Norway version, but it's really interesting, and it's really good. And the actors, Samara and the gentleman, the lead from How I Met Your Mother, and also he's on Shrinking now.
Okay,
And
so yeah,
he's kind of he's playing a lot of these emotionally dead characters. And the way he does them is that he blanks himself. If you look at the poster again, you can see that he blanks himself.
yeah.
It's like, Samara has energy, and the guys behind them have energy. By the way, the rest of the cast is really good. Oh, Jason Segel, right? But Jason is just dead faced, and I don't know why. Why he's doing that.
I can't tell in the picture. Is that Juliette Lewis behind
Yes.
him, or it is okay?
A very bad drawing of her.
Needs AI work.
Yeah, they did do better AI on that. Yeah. But yeah, it's that's right, Tommy. Dead Snow and Thrash. We're going to be talking about Thrash now. The worst of the year so far. Well, I don't completely agree with you because
Me either.
I don't mind knockoffs of Jaws. I don't mind. If you do, then yeah, you'll hate it. But if oh good, another shark movie, great. It won't be as good as Jaws, but I can just enjoy it for what it is. But we'll get to that later. In any case, but yeah, Charlie Yun did the choreography for Over Your Dead Body. I keep on saying Over My Dead Body.
I know.
Over Your Dead Body, because the plot of the movie is the two of them want to kill each other. So, and it's worthwhile. Don't expect miracles, but it's still very, very interesting. I really would love to see the original Norwegian one, and I'll look for it.
Next up, biopic of one famous Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I love this because this is very similar. Because again, he says Thrash is the worst of the year, but again, what did you expect? And again, for Michael, all the reviewers have been like, the wild majority of reviewers have been really down on the movie, but the wild majority of viewers are really up on the movie. And the reviewers seem to have this attitude that, well, they were going to do it a different way. And I'm going, why are you even telling us that? Don't review the movie that you thought they were going to make. Review the movie that's there. And really, really, you thought they were going to do an honest appraisal of Michael Jackson. Really?
Yeah, from what I heard is they stuck with his entertainment part and not all the controversy that happened after it.
No, they did not. That's one of the things I liked about the movie. They set up everything. They set up all the negative stuff, but they didn't pay it off, which was very, very, very wise of them. Because who wants to see that movie? Who's going to go to this movie? People who hate Michael Jackson are not going to a movie called Michael.
Yeah.
So you have to play it to the fans. It makes perfect sense to me. I feel they should have been doing that all along. I mean, and just so the problem with the movie is it's a little disjointed because they had to cut a lot out and change a lot at the last second. And they should have, from the very beginning, they should have said, let's do what's smart. Let's do this properly. And if you see the movie now, you'll see the setup. You'll see all the setups. You'll see why he is accused what he is accused of very clearly. If you do any research at all on abused children, and they don't shy away from that, they make it fairly clear that he was repeatedly beaten as a child. So it's like, let's see, how would you turn out?
Right.
But I enjoyed it, especially I'm watching the disjointedness of it. I'm appreciating what they're putting in it. But the reason it's on this particular episode is the last fourth of the movie, when they do all the music and they recreate it. And, I admire the gentleman, I think it's
Jafar.
nephew. I think it's his nephew or cousin, whatever. Wonderful job. Great job. And I also heard, I did research that Michael didn't do all the singing. It wasn't just him mouthing the words. He learned the dances. He sang it. He's in the Jackson family. So if you like the music of Michael Jackson and you want to see the seedlings, and also the director is a reputable gentleman. I don't know whether I can't say I end it. I didn't enjoy it. I end it. ENNED. And it had some joy in the end, because the one and the gentleman I went with listens to the Michael Jackson channel on his car music system, and as I was telling him, there's a lot of Michael Jackson music I never knew, because I kind of stopped at one point. But he no question, he was a musical genius. So if they play that up, I'm happy with that. And it was legitimately, the last concert sequence was legitimately thrilling. I was getting little chills.
Okay.
Either way, all of that's true, Cam. But I like them all. Go ahead.
Next up, you were talking about this one. Beast.
We're jumping to Beast first. Oh, I thought Beast was going to be at the very end. That's all right. Yeah, Beast this is the movie for Fat Samurai Guy. It should not have been called Beast. It should have been called Badass Beast. Badass. This is a badass. Look at that face. Look at that fist. Oh, he's got one hand open, but the other one's a fist. And I just love Russell Crowe's expression. Go back to the poster. Look at Russell Crowe's expression on the poster. Look at he's going badass, and Russell Crowe's going, I wrote this movie. I wrote and produced this. I did a good thing. I'm going to look at the back of his head and with admiration. There's absolutely no question that this is a mixed martial art movie. It is a punchy. As Napoleon said in Time Bandits, I like little people punching each other. And so here we go. Yeah. And also, oh gosh, it's like Thrash and several other movies that we're going to be talking about in that. If you want to see a martial art, mixed martial art movie, don't go in expecting not to see a mixed martial art movie. There are so many familiar things. If you've seen any of these movies before, well, I saw that in the last 14 mixed martial art movies. Yeah, and you're going to see it in this one too, because it's a mixed martial art movie. So yeah, cliches. It's also boxing cliches. He's a mixed martial artist who kills somebody in the ring or in the octagon. And so no, and he left. I'll never do this. I'll never do this again. And then Russell Crowe, come on, one last fight. Come on, one last fight, man. And so he comes in there and he has to. And what's really super cool is the villain. Down here. That's right. Bren Foster plays the villain, and he plays the ultimate worst imaginable mixed martial arts a-hole. He's a total mixed martial art punchy, killy. I'm going to prove to everybody I'm the greatest guy who ever lived. But he also choreographed the movie. It's Bren Foster. He plays a villain and he choreographed the film. So yeah, punchy. Bloody. Argy. And if you want to see that, if you like mixed martial arts, go see Beast.
All right, so are we jumping to Haya?
Yeah, I thought we were going to go Haya first, but yeah, go ahead. My fault.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
I mean, Beast was a cinema, right? Still a cinema film? Yeah, okay. All right, so this one for Haya, I did get to. I actually enjoyed this. Maybe not as much as I could have, but I'm curious how you're going to feel about it. And we're of course talking Shadow Blades.
I dare you to find anybody who enjoyed this 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, basically, it is a 1 hour and 7 minute movie. It is basically another, I couldn't find out whether it was based on Dragon Gate Inn or just another in the genre of Dragon Gate Inn. Because the way the movie starts was telling me that it might be a different kind of movie. But then
Yeah.
once they get to the inn, it becomes Dragon Gate Inn. And then it's just a matter, then I just sat back and admired the way, let's see, the director is Qin Ying Hua. And this, I believe, is his first movie. And I enjoyed the way he compensated for the fact that he had, yes, I agree, Kale, that he compensated for his lack of money and his lack of really talented kung fu people or wushu people. Again, this is another one of those, what the new genre of Chinese streaming movies. It's not wushu, it's not wuxia, it's wushu sha, or it's wuxia shu. It is a combination of martial arts and the flying stuff. Because suddenly, you'll see in this and some of the other movies we're talking about, people are doing fairly realistic Chinese fighting until they don't, until they do something else. But again, since China isn't fighting AI like Hollywood is. China's sort of like going, bring it on, bring it on. We're gonna take all of it and we're gonna use all of it to make the best movie we can. And whether it's AI or not, we don't care as long as you go to see it and enjoy it.
Yeah, the only thing I found to be a problem, and it's like, and you brought up the time of the movie, was that it seemed like it jumped right into everything, and I was kind of lost at first, like what was really going on. But the characters were all amazing. I probably would have done a little bit better with the ending too, because it just kind of ends abruptly when you're not like expecting it. But overall, I did like the concept. Just it had some execution problems, but it was still very enjoyable for me.
Yeah, and it's also for the filmmakers, and that's another thing. When we Westerners see these movies, I mean, I'm more aware than some people of the background, the genres, the other things. But in other words, you were probably lost because the filmmaker said, "We do not have to tell the Chinese audience this plot again. They know this plot by heart. They have seen dozens, if not hundreds, of movies in this genre."
Right.
And, because all of it's based on the great Chinese novels of the past. And so I was following it fine. I'm going, oh, that was cute the way they did that. Oh, that was cute the way they did that. And so basically it is something to just, because again, it's 1 hour and 7 minutes. But again, you can fast forward to the fights. But I love the way he took his people's lack of ability and knowledge of fighting and compensated for it. More and more the Chinese are doing that. Blade of Fury, which is we talked about a couple of months ago or whatever. Again, it's now a partnership between the director, the cinematographer, the editor, and the actors and the stunt people to make it flow. And as such, they did some very clever things here. The more of these movies you see, the more you can appreciate the cleverness of these sequences. So yeah, it's not a waste of time, especially a waste of 1 hour and 7 minutes. 67 minutes. You can do that.
You could easily do that. Now, I didn't get a chance to this one, but it did look very interesting, and it's a movie called I Did It My Way.
There's the difference. The big difference is Shadow Blades, to my knowledge, Shadow Blades was made in 2024. Was released in 2024. I Did It My Way was released in 2023, but they started filming it in 2021. And if want to see you want to see what Hong Kong cinema was and what Chinese cinema is now, you watch I Did It My Way and Shadow Blades as a double feature. watch. I did it my way first because this is an expensive movie with no AI. And Jason Kwan is the director. He's directed Chasing the Dragon 1 and 2, another Andy Lau movie. But he's most famous in Hong Kong as a cinematographer, an award-winning cinematographer. So this movie looks great. And also it's produced by the star Andy Lau. And so there is money. This is the kind of like the last great Hong Kong film, because there's no more Hong Kong film. It's all Chinese film now.
Yeah.
Even though this was made in the early 20s, where it's still Chinese movies, but it's clearly a Hong Kong influenced, flavored film. It's a crime thriller. I was surprised that I think originally Gordon Lamb, who plays the cop, and Andy Lau, who plays the drug pusher, was originally switched. And Andy Lau said, I want to play the villain in this. And so, of course, they let him. And Eddie Peng is wonderful as the undercover cop who's dealing with Andy Lau. And it was just like wallowing in nostalgia for the great classic era of Hong Kong cinema. It's clearly a Hong Kong movie, and maybe the last one we'll ever see. So if you like that one, I can recommend it. The ending is so cool.
That's always good too.
Yeah.
Really good endings.
When it happened, I went, so that's so nice. Oh, you guys, because all the Hong Kong cinema is based on Peking opera. So it was a really operatic ending. I was going, oh man. Oh, so yeah. Oh, hey, it's Ric's show, so I can still be the spoiler boy. Andy Lau drives off a cliff in his wildly expensive new car, goes flying off a cliff and into his own house. His big, glorious, expensive, all glass house.
So I get to die with all his goodies.
Yeah, it's kind of like men who live in glass house should not drive Cadillacs. Just right through the house. It was just like, oh, that's so great. So, oh yeah, and also the choreography. There are some action scenes, especially in a wine cellar. There's an action scene in a wine cellar. The action is done by Chin Kar-lak, who's one of the great Hong Kong choreographers. And it's like, yeah, they had money. They broke so many wine bottles. They were just crashing. And just through walls and all this other stuff. It's just rebel. And also Mike Leader is in it. The great Mike Leader, who is one of the great consultants, the big British Hong Kong film expert. He's in the movie. He's in it. I'm going, oh, Mike, so cool. So yeah, nice.
All right. Well, moving on to the horror film that's on there.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit behind the scenes. I had seen this, I think it was a pre-screener I'd seen from Samurai about a month or two ago, but it's now on Haya, and you've had a chance to check it out. Mm-hmm. Soul Reaper.
Mm-hmm. It's an Indonesian film. It was originally called Siddhartha Tata, for what that's worth. I don't know what that means. However, the most important thing I can tell you, and you'll be able to tell me my review when I tell you this most important thing about that movie. It is 1 hour and 52 minutes long. Guess what?
Too long.
Too long. Absolutely too long. I mean, I was editing as I was watching it. Fast forward to the frights, fast forward to the frights, fast forward. And I was going, this would have been a great movie at 97 minutes tops.
Yeah, because Indonesia does put out some really, really good horror films. And so, I won't say that this film was bad, but as I said, I was getting halfway through it and I just kind of, it was probably taking too long to get to where I needed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those type of things.
Yeah. Don't do this, do this.
Yeah.
Cut. But yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. If you watch the trailer, which I would recommend before you even consider it, you'll see what it is. and just imagine it as a shorter movie.
Yes. Now, our next film, I started watching this, but then I just had to stop for a minute because I had to do some other things, but I didn't get a chance to finish it. But it does feature your boy, Jackie Chan, a legend. And this is one where it kind of crossed between past and present future. So it's a very interesting concept there with that.
It is. It's actually a sequel to another movie. And also it's part of an ongoing series. The most important thing is not Jackie Chan's name, but the director and writer's name, Stanley Tong. Stanley Tong is one of the, he's kind of like the Roger Corman, if anybody knows who that is. The Roger Corman of Hong Kong. And now he's the one, Stanley Tong, is trying to get Rush Hour 4 off the ground. He's trying to get Jackie and Michelle Yeoh into another super cop movie. He is putting out so many ideas. I want to do this. He's got like a package of 24 films that he wants to make. But Stanley has become the Corman-esque kind of guy in that he doesn't concentrate on making a great film. And A Legend is so silly. This is very, very, very much a fast forward to the fight movie. It's so ambitious, and there's so many ideas, and he cannot pull off any of them perfectly. So there's just moments where I'm just going, so silly. But yeah, Jackie's always in there giving 310%, 1,000%. So if you go to the fight, you'll be okay. But for the most part, or just watch the whole thing and just enjoy how silly and stupid it gets. It's just, and also Jackie in the scenes where Jackie in the past, he's supposed to be 35 years old. So they make him younger.
Yeah.
This was made many years ago. So the special effects are not as good as they are today. So again, it's just like, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. But it's fun. No question it's fun. But it's also no question it's stupid. And it's also no question it's silly.
Now, quick question.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about Mr. Chan. Got a chance to rewatch a movie that I really love from his heyday, Snake and Crane.
Yeah.
It was one of the few I remember talking about Jackie Chan, because Jackie, we talked about how Bruce told Jackie to kind of do your own thing when you came to your martial arts and how you did your movies. This was one of those movies where Jackie was a little more serious. And so it's some of my favorite stuff from him is some of the earlier stuff where he's not really throwing in too much comedy. When you talk to Jackie about over the years, like when you've been friendly with him, when did he decide exactly to start kind of changing that dynamic for himself?
When he was given the freedom to do what he wanted, because again, Bruce Lee told them they were friends. They worked together on several films. I mean, you can see Jackie in Fist of Fury and all this other stuff. But Bruce told him flatly, learn everything you can from everyone you can, then make it your own. And no one listens to Jackie. I mean, no one listens to Bruce except Jackie. Everybody else said, yes, we will learn everything we can from you, and we will copy you.
Yeah.
Because you make it easy for us, because we just have to make the face.
Yeah.
And to make the noise. And Jackie went and saw all these people doing that. And it was like they were making a little bit of money. And Jackie said, and as again, Jackie told me when he came to America at first, and they were saying, oh, we all make you into Bruce Lee. And he would keep going, that's not me. So it was important that so that's when he put in the humor, because he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He had a terrible childhood with awful parents, and he needed to be released of that in his work. He didn't wallow in that. He wanted to escape that. And so that's what he would do. And also, he said in the documentary that we all made with him together, he said he purposely did the opposite of Bruce because he knew that would work, not only for him, but for the audience, because everybody's used to that, to see somebody do something. He said Bruce hit high, I hit low. Bruce is always super serious. I always,
Yeah.
So it fit him perfectly. So he did it as soon as he got the freedom. As soon as and he was working with Yuen Wu Ping. He was contracted with I forgot who, Lo Wei maybe, and it was contracted for 12 movies. So he made the first 10 movies, and they all failed because they were all super serious and whatever. So finally, Lo Wei goes, "Do whatever you want," and so Jackie, Snake and Eagle Shadow.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. And so suddenly, and then the audience went insane. And Lo Wei goes, "Yeah, I told him to do that."
I take credit for that.
Yeah, that's right. So,
all right.
Go ahead.
Next. Moving on to Disney Plus. I haven't had a chance. I did do a trailer reaction of this. I have not had a chance to check it out, but we are, of course, talking about Maul Shadow Lord.
Now, of course, this is a Dave Filoni produced. Dave has taken over Star Wars, and as such, I'm not excited, but I'm hoping that The Mandalorian and Grogu is as good as it could be.
Right.
Because though Dave Filoni loves Star Wars, so does Jon Favreau. Dave Filoni produced this. Now, my issue with this is something, I understand it. As you can see behind me, I worked on the Minions. I worked on Kung Fu Panda. And I've worked in comic books and comic strips and animated films. And I love animation. And I simply, and I've said, I think on this show before, that animation basically is made up of two things. The design of the look of the animation, and the animated part, the way people move. I am always been unhappy that all the Star Wars animation has decided to stick with this style. I said, there's so much you could do. There's so many different ways you can do it. I want to see every one of your animated shows have a different design. You should design the characters for that specific story. But they all look like this. They're all crude. And it's like, oh no. So I hear good things about the plot of this. I've watched, but I cannot watch this if it's going to look like this. It's like scratching my eyes. It's like using Brillo on my face. It's like, no. Because they're all doing it with computer now. It's so easy to change it. It's so easy to make it perfect and flow. Just like, and I mean, I love anime. I love animations. I love all this stuff. And for them to stick with that.
Do you have a preference? Like for me, like a Darth Maul is a very interesting villain. I really like that character. I was hoping they would kind of do a live action, but do you have a preference when it comes to stuff like this, or it just matters if it's done well?
Yeah, it just matters if it's done well. I've already established I'm not a big fan of villains. I just don't like them because I've known and have experienced and dealt with real villains.
Right.
And it's kind of like, that's not what I go to for entertainment for. But if you do anything well, I'm happy. If I feel something, I mean, they brought the great Urban Action Showcase. Demetrius Angelo brought classic Kung Fu movies back to 42nd Street. And I was one of the guests on that last Saturday. And we saw a bunch of films made by novices who wanted to, get better. And my thing I told all of them, listen, yes, you guys can move really fast and you can punch really hard and you can keep the thing going, but it's exhausting when nothing changes. When you're same at the very beginning of the fight to the very end of the fight. And all these shorts were just one long fight. And I said, you'll know when you're successful when you make the audience feel something.
Right.
Make the audience feel something. And it's the way I feel about all of this. If you make me feel, and you'll see that we'll be talking about, we've already talked about a couple of movies where I was surprised and pleasantly surprised. And we will talk about some more where I was pleasantly surprised because they did something different. They didn't do the exact same thing everybody else did. Punchy, punchy, punchy. No. Watch Forbidden Kingdom again.
Yes. Moving on to Netflix. Didn't get a chance to check this out yet. I'm not really sure how I feel about the premise, but maybe you'll sell me on it if you enjoyed it. We'll talk about the movie Apex, Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton.
There you go. It is a two-handed movie in that these are survivalists, these are nature lovers, and they go out into nature, and the guy at the top there is a terrible, horrible, awful villain. And the young lady, well, not young lady more, Charlize Theron down there is the victim. She's victimized. He wants to capture her and do whatever he wants to her. And this movie is made by Baltazar Kormákur, an Icelandic filmmaker who also made a movie called Beast, which I found interesting because we were reviewing another. But Beast was more of an animal monster movie.
That's the Idris Elba one, right, with the lion?
Right. Well, it might have been that one, but I'm not sure if it was that one. But he did make another movie called Beast. So Apex is too long because it's basically one plot. The villain gets her, wants to do with her what she wants, but they make great use of the environment. They're constantly in the rapids, and she's escaping him, and he's capturing her again, and she escapes him, and he captures her again, and she escapes him, and he captures her again. And as such, it's like fast forward to the flood, fast forward to the rapids, fast forward whatever, go to the end. And as such, if you want that kind of movie, the survivalist kind of movie where the woman fights for herself and gets back at this kind of thing, which is pretty daring nowadays, go for it. There we go. KL. Charlize had great chemistry. I thought it could have been better. Was scared to take a risk and going darker with the Ben character. Now, it's not necessarily Netflix, buddy. I mean, don't just go blaming Netflix. Netflix, I noticed, does anything they want. But the one thing that Netflix does, and the reason that filmmakers keep going to Netflix, is that Netflix always listen to me, KL, always gives the filmmaker their freedom. They do have meetings to see where the film's going to go and that it's not going to align with any of the other stuff, the other of the dozens, if not hundreds of things that Netflix is doing at one time. But once they come to the end of the meeting segment and production begins, the director is king. Netflix is not going to tell them to do squat. So keep that in mind the next time you think that Netflix did it. It might have been Ben. It might have been the actor playing him who might have said, I don't want to do that. Or it might have been the director saying, no, that's too hard. It might have been, you never know who, but I can tell you pretty certainly, 99.9%, it wasn't Netflix. Yeah, they could have been darker. Literally, they could have turned the lights out. They're in a cave, so it could have been a darker cave. Yes, of course they could have been darker, but that was the filmmaker's decision.
Yeah, sometimes that's tough because I forget what movie I was talking about the other day, but the premise was great, but then because it was so dark, the way it was shot, which I understood why the director was doing it, is just like you can't see anything.
Yeah, but also I think KL means that it could have been. But remember, KL, they're not going for male chauvinists to see this movie. They're going for feminists to see this movie. Charlize was a producer on this film. So they could have gone darker, but then they might have alienated the audience they were aiming it at.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, I'm glad you liked it though.
Well, speaking of this next film, I did get a chance to check this one out. And like you, Rick, I do enjoy my good shark movies. Yeah. Now, I went into this because I was a little hesitant because it does remind me a little bit of a movie that came out a couple years old called Crawl. Right. And dealing with gators. And so I'm like, oh boy, they're going down this road again. And, the thing about shark movies is obviously Jaws will never be touched, but I'm kind of picky with my shark movies because like I do enjoy when they try to at least make the plots and sharks look like realistic and how they would behave. I just have like a thing for that. And so movies like The Reef or Dark Tide, where they can kind of like fastly show you sharks that don't look ridiculous. And so I appreciate that about Thrash because like the sharks behaved in a manner for the most part that I thought they would. They didn't like spend a lot of time on them. The sharks hit fast, they were gone. So it made it look like it was actually legit. Like I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Now the plot isn't anything new, but I did still enjoy it. I thought the actors still did a good job with it. I didn't have any problems there. How did you feel about this film?
I took it for what it was. And also I like the director, Tommy Wirkola, Norwegian, as I said, and he made Dead Snow, which I really liked.
Snow is great. Dead Snow is awesome.
Yeah, so I was on their side, and I also like the humanizing aspect of it. In other words, basically, a mother fighting for her child. So that was kind of cool. And I didn't want any surprises. No offense, Kale. I didn't want it to be better. I was fine with what it was.
Yeah, I didn't agree with him on that either. I think that Bait was really bad. I don't know why he would think that was bad. But anyway,
yeah. Everybody has
it's
their
subjective.
own opinion.
Yeah, it's subjective. So that's just how it is.
Everybody has their own podcast, man. Do what you want.
Yeah, right. Well, he and I, we go back occasionally on different films, like so. We'll always tease each other. So this will probably be one of those ones that I'll just tease him about. Okay. Well, this other movie, I have no idea what it's about. It looks maybe like it might be a comedy called Happy Patel.
It should have been great. I was so looking forward to this. This is one of those situations. I was going to do a book on Bollywood films right after my first martial art movie book, but then there not enough of them were subtitled. And now I could have done it, but now there's way too much, and I'm too ignorant of the subject matter. So I knew this actor. He's one of the top comedians in Bollywood. And he did a thing where he's playing a character who wants to be a spy. And then he gets into a situation where he becomes a spy. And I said, ooh, this would be fun. I hope they do, a lot of good James Bond kind of stuff. But I don't know enough about his other work to know whether this is his shtick or not. It's just that his shtick is just basically, everything takes a backseat to his silliness. And so as such, I was repeatedly disappointed because I'm hoping that his fans were delighted. But, because I don't know of his work, I was just kind of like, oh, it's not what I want. This isn't what I wanted. So, yeah, it's still okay. There's some of the jokes that I was, okay, I get what you were going for, but, this is too silly. It's too silly, Monty Python, too silly. Too silly
the way you wanted it to.
Nah, and again, my fault. I'm not saying it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I didn't like it. For whatever reason, I didn't like it.
Didn't connect with you. That's how it goes sometimes.
Exactly, yes. Now.
Moving on to Amazon. Now, this is one we added late, suggested by Mr. Samurai, and I did get a chance to check it out, and I'm sure you did too. It goes by a few different names: Venganza, Revenge, and of course, Vengeance is what I call it because that's pretty much what it is.
Well, that's also what it's called on Amazon Prime in America.
Yeah.
Where they did a pretty decent dubbing job. I was disappointed. I wanted to see it in subtitles, but they did a dubbing job on Amazon Prime. And it's a Mexican film. And the gentleman on the left there, he is also one of the top comic actors in Mexico. This is like his first serious movie. And that's what I was talking about before, the twinkle in the eye. I was just like, wow, it started. I liked it was a Mexican movie, but it wasn't like the old cheap Mexican movies that we got to see in America years ago. This was a high class, this was an honestly felt Mexican action film, which had a feeling of authentic Mexican flavor. It was spicy. It was solid. It was emotional. I liked the characters a lot, and I accepted the fact the leading character is awesome. Again, twinkle in the eye, but he plays it straight, and it's real. But you can tell that I could keep on looking for the comedian, but he's very talented performer, and he helped write it, he helped produce it, he helped choreograph. It's all this stuff. It's very serious. It's very savage. It's very Southern.
Yeah.
And there are moments, and also there's no kung fu in this. This is all bam.
Punchy.
This is bad-assery supreme, to the point where I accepted it but I liked the way they were doing it. Except I love this guy. I love the lead character. I loved the whole situation. After the huge fight, the first huge fight, 15 minutes in, before the credits, no big spoiler alert, it's in the first 15 minutes, he is thrown off the balcony of his multi-storied building into the rocky surf below. And I'm going, well, that's a hell of a way to start it, with him dead. He ain't dead. He ain't dead. No explanation for him not being dead, but he ain't dead. And that sets up an ongoing thing. He gets killed so many times in this movie, but he never dies. He just, yeah, go ahead.
It's weird because that first fight in the 50 minutes, that should have been the final one for me, because that was such a good fight. And that guy that played the assassin was amazing, so good. But as we got towards the end, I'm like, I'm waiting and waiting, because here's this guy he's on a revenge tour. They killed his wife, so he's very pissed. And it's like, we get the twist with the one lady and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, okay, I'm waiting, and it does come, but not in the way you expect. And I think it's because they wanted him to finish off a certain way.
Yeah,
maybe that's why.
Wanted to. He was in
control. Yeah, okay, it was So, but I'm just like, it's like it was good, but I really enjoyed that first fight at the beginning. It was just so memorable.
That's how they do it, and also the fact that it becomes Batman meets Punisher.
Yes,
because if you'll see, he gets rich suddenly, and he's able to put together his vengeance and goes out. But the last sequence, and it's very Hong Kong like too. I noticed that if you another great double feature is I Did It My Way and Vengeance. That would be a great double feature too, because the one thing that the Hong Kong guys do, which is now apparently what this Mexican guy did, was that they always play out the villain hero confrontations to the point where the villain just won't die. You just can't kill him no matter how hard you try. And the way they handled that at the very end of this movie made it work for me, because I'm just going, oh man, would you please just kill this guy? And what happened, the way it happened, and what the villain then does, the way it's set up at the end, where they're literally hanging by their fingernails, not even their fingertips, their fingernails.
With glass, by the way.
With glass. And again, you can tell the guy's a comedian, because what the villain does to try to almost escape.
Oh, that was so good.
Wasn't that awesome?
That was so good.
Awesome. Should we tell them?
No, let's not, because dude, that shocked me, and I was like, but that makes sense. Like, that's so thoughtful. Yes.
And then the hero's reaction and his last look at his partner and friend who's above him.
Yeah.
It's just like, I love you and I love this movie. Oh my God. That took such balls and it was just like, and you usually, again, when the villain in quotes wins, although he doesn't, but he does in a way, when he wins, I hate it. But the way he did it and the look on his face, he did an amazing piece of acting, because
Yeah.
he basically shouted out to me, buddy, you know, if this doesn't happen, the rest of my life is going to be shit.
Yep.
Because I'm just going to have to live with the death of my wife for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So the look on his face was of such overwhelming, oh, I get it. I'm so relieved. I can accomplish my goal, but also in a fitting way.
Yeah.
The only thing I kind of wish they showed me what happened at the bottom. Because again, another drop.
I fully expected him to be like the whole idea where I think it was their firstborn movie,
Right.
when he falls down with the body and lands on top of the body and
Exactly.
survives.
and I want, they may have had it in the original cut of the film. And I also wanted to have his partner look down and see the bodies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, it was just like, nice. I'm going to be looking for what you do, buddy. I'm going to be looking. It's Rodrigo Valdez is the director. Omar Chaparro worked on it. And the choreographing was done by a Bulgarian. It was well worth it. I understood. Yeah. Fat heard about it because everybody online was going, you got to see this. You got to see this movie that Amazon buried. And now we all are going, you
totally remind me about that final scene with the assassin. Like, oh my God, that was so crazy. But it made so much sense. So much sense.
Yeah. Not 1, 2, 3. It's like,
yeah. And I'm just like, oh, that's so tough, man. Like, holy crap.
I love it when I'm watching a movie and I'm doing this. I'm going,
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Brilliant.
So that's why I saved this to the end. That's why I wanted this to be the last movie we talked about, this episode. So we're done, right?
We're done. Give our ratings basically through our appraisal. So let's start with.
Well, I'll do this.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
The Mummy.
Not The Mummy. Lee Cronin's Mummy. Yeah, I'll put it not bad, but not a little.
It's like shaking. It's like shaking a little bit. Normal. Good. Over Your Dead Body.
I think it's going to grow on me. It may or may not.
Michael.
Definitely in the middle. Absolutely no question in the middle. But that last sequence, that was nice.
Beast.
2 fists up. 2 fists up.
Shadow Blades. And I'll give right about right about there.
Fast forward to the fights.
But kudos to the aesthetic for the assassins. I thought that was awesome. Just so cool looking. I did it my way. Soul Reaper.
Oh yeah, middle of the road, kids. Middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
Too long. I have to come up with it. Oh, Pshaw.
Just have fun with it. Just have fun.
Pshaw. Yeah.
Maul.
I hope you enjoy it. Somebody else tell me what they thought of it. Kale, did you see it, Maul? Did anybody watching see the Maul stuff? Did you think it was good? Because I just couldn't get over the design. No, nobody. Okay.
Nobody yet.
Yeah.
Apex. Thrash. And actually,
oh, wait a minute. Let's do it this way. Dun, 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 dun.
Happy Patel. and vengeance.
Boom, boom. Oh, better yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll know it when you see it. You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah. Again, and actually, of the movie itself, every scene that's happening with our lead and that assassin is like the best, because even that truck chase scene was amazing, like just so good.
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed that. That whoever that actor, I forget his name for the assassin, but he was so good.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to the sequels.
Yeah. Yep. But as always, we appreciate everyone who tuned in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on these films if you have seen them, or if you thought we were wrong about any of our ratings. We're not going to care, but you can still give your opinions.
I'm going to care. I'll care. I won't do anything about it. I'm not going to change my mind.
But one thing always remember is...
You want a piece of me?
You want a piece of me?
You want a piece of me?
Oh, you want a piece of me? You want a piece of me?
You want a piece of me?
You got it! Get a piece of Rick.
We still have some great stuff left. Expensive, but it's great. And thank you.
Yes, please.
I need to retire someday.
He has all these Comic-Cons he's got to do, so you got to get the money up for that.
Just one Comic-Con. We're going to do San Diego Comic-Con.
Very cool. When is that coming?
July. I mean, it's not guaranteed. They still haven't given me but this is our 29th. So I want to make it to at least 30.
Yeah.
Have a big
push hard. Go 50. Let's do 50.
Yeah. 50. Well, no, I don't know about that, Sonny. We'll see. I know Kung Fu.
Well, thank you as always, sir, for joining me.
Thank you, sir.
We did miss Samurai, but we will see him again next month, I'm sure.
I hope.
As for the rest of you, please like and subscribe, and please go to the Samurai's channel and like and subscribe there. We will see you next time on Action Film Autopsy.